Hi again. How are you? There's so much that I want to share, and I'm going to try to keep it concise and short, so it's not too much to worry about in one shot. I want to start with what spirituality or spiritual teachings mean for me. And again, I'm sharing my experience, my understanding, my how Rav and Karen's teachings changed everything for me, and how I see them, the key to changing everything in the world, which is what I believe they came for, because we really have to change everything in the world, absolutely everything. Oh, so that was just to let you know where I'm coming from. I'm not claiming to know better than anyone else or to be an authority more than anyone else. I'm sharing with you my understanding of Robin Karen and how that works for me, and how I totally see this to be the key to what we really, really, really need in the world right now, a second before Messiah comes, and whatever that is, we're going to talk about in another section. But practically, Rav Ashlag says that the rooster says to the bat, "What are you so happy praying for the morning to come? Because when sun shines, the bat can't see nothing." And he's saying it because so many people are praying for Messiah to come, but Messiah is not good thing for everybody and going to save us and redeem us from our darkness. Really not good news if we don't align. We're going to talk about it. But Reverend Karen's teachings are about how to align, how to be the Messiah that we want to see, how to be the blessing that we want to receive, how to be the world that we want to live in. And this is how we're going to create that Messiah from me to me. All right. Wow, there's so much about it. And if you've seen my videos way back, we always start with an alignment. But when I want to share any wisdom of Reverend Karen and Kabbalah, I'm absolutely going to not start with that. Zohar, I opened randomly, and I said before, when I say randomly, that means that I'm allowing the creator or the light or the universe, I don't care how you want to call it. Rob says you can call it candy. We'll talk about what it is, that creator, universe, God, whatever we call. What is it? And today we're going to talk about what it's not. And so randomly opening a Zohar is like asking the universe a question and allowing the universe to pick what we're going to read. So I randomly opened Miketz 131. וכיוון דברה קודשא בריחו לאדם, יהב קמי אורייתא. It is insane how like more precise than the random answers. It cannot get any more precise, more accurate, what we just asked. וכיוון דברה קודשא בריחו לאדם, יהב קמי אורייתא, ואוליף לי בר למין דאורך, מן אלן דכתיב, אז ראה ויספרה, הכינה וגם חקרה. ולבטר ויאמר לאדם, הן יראת השם היא חוכמה, ושור מרע בינה. כיוון דהסתכל בה ולה נתיר לה, עבר על פיקודה דמראה ויתפס בחובו. Literal translation, I have to, because we were going to talk about spirituality, what it is, what it isn't, and why, and what the whole story is. And about the reason I'm here is because we need to understand how to change our world fast. And the verse says, since the creator created Adam, meaning humanity, he gave him the Torah and he taught him in the Torah to know his path, his ways. And how do we know that? Because it says, then he knew and he told him and he prepared and he investigated. And then it says, God said to Adam, the awe of Hashem, of the creator, is wisdom. And if he doesn't choose the path of the Torah, and we're going to say so much of what it is not, and he went off to the side, then like he's going to take himself to where he doesn't want to be. In other words, this is just everything we're talking about completely. And I came here to talk about, if you watched the video before, I want to share what I learned from Rav and Karen, because Rav and Karen came watching how the world is going down, and said, hit the brake, slam the brakes. We need to do this quickly. Here is how we need to do it. And here is what we've been missing the whole time. In other words, if we don't know what we've been doing until now to reach this, how are we going to know how to reach that, right? So this is what this Miketz 131 opened to. The Torah is not a religion. I don't know how to say that in better ways. It's not do's and don'ts. It's not. And spirituality is not. Spirituality and Torah came to help you to connect to your own truth, your own knowledge. What I want you to know also, let's go back a few steps, okay? Are you still with me? We're made of two opposing substances. Who we are. Is this who I am? This is what you see. This is what I use to express myself, but not who I am. There's something in me that when that isn't chas v'shalom there, I'm not here either, right? Like this can stay, but it's not good without something that is making it move. This is how Rav explains God, creator, candy. Rav calls it metaphysical universe from physical universe. There is the physical that you see, touch, measure, work with. And there is something that is making it different than a dead thing. What makes anything alive, like the Rav said, the electricity in the socket. What makes it turn on? What juice is going in those wires makes it on or off? Even an inanimate, right? We think it's inanimate, but there is energy that constantly vibrates in there, or it wouldn't be. It's going to start disintegrating as soon as that energy is gone. It's not going to disintegrate if we can keep that energy going, connected to the source of energy. So that energy that makes you and I tick, okay, is the metaphysical universe. It's been called God, it's been called creator, it's been called light, it's been called, I don't know what. Just look at these two universes. The universe that we see, feel, touch, and measure, and the universe that is not seen. What makes you love, what makes you happy, what makes you sad-ish, because sadness is the lack of being connected. There's one source of energy that makes everything alive. When you're connected with that source, when you allow that source to go through you, you're more alive. When you start reducing the ability of that energy to come through you, you start being less alive and more depressed. And eventually, there's no more source connecting through you. Now, you see the key point here? Kabbalah is about how to take that energy and make you so much more alive, how to pump so much more of that energy, because that energy is endlessly good. It's trying to manifest good. All that it is, its essence of that energy, potential good, trying to be manifested. So far, so good. That energy trying to be manifested created this in order to manifest itself. We are the beings that meant to manifest all that great energy into a great universe. One thing in the way, we needed free choice. We're going to go there another time. The only free choice we have for real in this life is not whether I want the black dress or the white dress or the red. The real choice is, do I want this physical body of mine to express my source of energy, of light, of good, or do I want it to jail it, to stop it, to block it, and to be its own thing? Saying it this way, it makes more sense that we need to be stupid to not want this energy to come through us, but we do it all the time. And it's meant to be that way. So let's recap because we're going a little deep here. What I'm trying to say is two things. One, Kabbalah teaches us, Rabbi Shimon, the Zohar, and thank God for Rabbi Keren through Rabbi Ashtad and Rabbi Weinrein, that decoded this to us. Torah is not do's and don't do's, precepts. Oh gosh, no. Mitzvot does not need precepts. We're going to go there. I don't want to go there now. Torah is not do's and don't do's. Torah is the intricate wiring system, how to bring so much more of that juice of light, God, energy of aliveliness. I know I'm making up words, I love it, into our life, and how to open up wherever we are blocking it. Again, Kabbalah teaches through the Zohar, Rabbi Shimon, Rabbi Keren, Rabbi Ashrag, Rabbi Weinrein, what we're made of. We're two opposing forces, a juice that is encompassing the entire universe and much, much, much more, because it's endless. Let's set another very important understanding. We don't even understand that universe because it's endless. We're made of endings. I end here and you start there. We don't understand endless. That's how far better than us that universe is. It's this. What do you mean universe? That energy is, that substance, that light is really the closest description of what it is, because it's a substance that is not tangible. It's energy that wants to manifest good in this world. Where that energy, the part of us that is that energy is called soul, which is also part of creator, same thing. And then there's the body that's trying to control it, to make stops to it, to give it ending, to control it. There's a battle between these two forces. The soul, that is that substance, wants to be free and endless and just bring good to the world. The body is like, I don't know how to do that. This is scary. I don't get it. I got to control what's going on or else. Because they're in constant fight. Kabbalah shows us how to take that force and this force and make them work together to reveal the best of both. So that energy, that source, this is like what Rav would recently say about the Greeks as opposed to the Torah. They were trying to stop it from being monotheistic. Why monotheistic? What's a monotheistic? That means there's one source of energy, which is an energy of sharing. This is what makes us alive, as we said. And we're trying to align with it in order to have more life, because this is who we are. This is the essence of what makes us tick, as opposed to the pagan teachings, and I think also other religions, which is trying to tell you that what you're looking for and the source of your joy and your aliveliness, love that word, is external to you, is everything else. It's this that guy and that guy and the other and somebody else that's going to save you. But what I also want to say, that the spiritual thing about it is that what we're really made of is a spiritual essence. Yes, we have the physical body, but we said that's not who we are. We need both. They're both as important. We're not going to kill the body in order to revive the soul, right? We need to make them work together. So there's a very, very healthy, happy body, which is a very, very happy soul, because the body, the physical, is going to allow the soul to express itself, because the soul cannot express itself in this world without a body, without a physical manifestation. Like we say in Kabbalah, the Rabbi Keren teaches, to reveal that energy that we can't see, we need the body that covers, reveals. When the moon that doesn't have light, like our body, gets the light from the sun, why do we see the moon? Because it reveals it, it reflects it, it stops it. That's what our body is meant to be with the soul. It meant to reflect its light to the world, so the Kabbalah teachings is the alchemy, the physics of how to take that endless source of life, liveliness, and shine it, make it work for the body and for the soul at the same time. And what else is also very important to know, that that source of energy of life has everything we need. It knows everything we need to know. If we don't allow our body to block ourselves from that, we'll know everything that is good for us. And we do know. And the Kabbalah teachings, Reverend Karen and Rabbi Shimon's teachings, are meant to help us uncover and unblock everything that's stopping us, everything in our physical body. Physical body includes, okay, the ego. Why? Should we talk about it or wait for next time? Ego is a consciousness of body. It's a consciousness that me is limited physical thing that needs to put everybody else down in order to have. Ego is the opposite consciousness of the soul consciousness. Its manifestation is the physical body. Our physicality is a manifestation of our ego, which is a body consciousness. Okay, our soul is an opposite consciousness. Ego is thinking in ends, like the Rav would say, fragmentation. Ego sees fragmented universe. It doesn't see that really this is just bodies covering an endless oneness. And this is the unity we're talking about. When you use the word unity, there's so much, I don't want to overdo this, but the word love in Kabbalah, in Hebrew, ahava, many of you know, has the same numerical value, the same energy value of one. Why? Because there's that source of energy that is becoming alive through our body fragmented. There's no way to fragment energy. When we want to be in unity, we need to understand that we're not the physical that we see. We need to start tapping and getting familiar with our untangible, true selves. And I want you to take that as the main purpose of spirituality. We're coming here in a body that covers everything that we really are. We have 5 senses that are showing us wrong reality. They're showing us only the physical. The physical is not who we are. The physical is how we are limited. And the physical is like a tool, like the spoon. In order for me to get food, this is my physical. But the spoon is not the food, right? We need to, the spiritual work is to allow us to release the hold of the physical body over the endless soul. Again, the spiritual work is not how much I know all this field and all the books and all the Ari and all the Ravash. That's not spiritual. Rav said you can study 40 years, all this Kabbalah, more. Never make a connection. What does it mean, never make a connection? Spirituality is how much you're starting to realize that this is not who you are and you're not limited by it. And including the ego, including the fears, including all the limiting thoughts, how much you can release those limitations of ego thoughts and start to know that you really are a spiritual self. It's not here. Here is that just where it starts. It needs to vibrate into the universe that we are not familiar with. And we came here to be familiar with. That's why it's spirituality. Spirit is something we have no clue what it looks like, what it feels like until we do spiritual work. Kabbalah is helping you to shake off the hold of the physical fragmented perception and allow yourself to start being more familiar with the spiritual universe. Rav calls it metaphysical because whatever is not physical is who we really are, and we're very not aware of it until we start doing spiritual work. Hopefully we're doing the right spiritual work, and nobody can do the work for us. It's me allowing myself to step over the body and ego boundaries in order to be more of my free, true, endless self. Okay? I hope it's not too much. I would really, like when I watch Rob and Karen's videos, I rewind every sentence a million times. We just threw very deep, strong truths into here. I myself watch my videos and their videos endless times because it's not about getting it here. It's not. But it's about starting to go to a gym of understanding that we don't understand and starting to be more aware, more in tune, more part of, more operated by the spiritual unseen world, the world that does not make sense to the ego, the world that's beyond limitations. It's a gym again to start working the muscles that have not been worked in our body and in our brain. There are different muscles that we totally don't know anything about until we start to put away and overcome limitations of what we think we are. I'm going to end here because I'm going to ask you to ask questions. I'm going to ask you to think about it, and we're going to continue in another video. I love you. Have a great one.